Hi, this is SK. Uh, I've received so many messages lately in my Twitter account about from last couple of weeks. I have been telling that we need 200 plus to be in bullish trend for the SPY S&P 500. The reason is very simple here. Like this is when we had a breakdown here. Like we fall about a lot of points. Then there was a bounce, and then like we have resistance about 200. Few of the bulls, those who bought here, this area, they were they were not expecting the market to fall down again, as we were very sure that like as TV was very sure, news guys were very sure and whatnot, that this is going up and all that. uh, but this is while they bought this thing here, they made a very very heavy resistance for us, like we had in Apple. I'll discuss that later. And this is a trend line here. Yesterday, a day before yesterday, when I mentioned on my Twitter account that we can bounce up and we need to test 200 and we might come down. If you see, it's like it's a 60-minute chart, hourly chart for S&P 500. We are just staying in between this channel. This channel is getting ready to break upside, and then I'm expecting we might test again the low of October sometime. I mean, like about 180ish. But that's too soon to say. But the thing is, why I was very sure, there are a few things to see. Like, do we have a right amount of volume with the price? Like for any bullish action, we need to have a right amount of volume. Like there should be buying. It shouldn't be just jumping price around without sufficient without complementing with the volume. Right now, all the smart money, all those big institutions, they are not even buying. This fall here today, let's go to the 5-minute chart. I mean, we were open at 1% and we closed at 1.5% low. Like this kind of a bear action is because like we don't have no buyer. Today we were at the top of a trend line. If we go back to our hourly chart, we were at the top of the trend line. And it's a very well known thing that like most of the times bull and bear breakout fails and then it reverses back. As fast we see that this gonna be the next bull lag, we're gonna fail. And as we see today that it's so bearish, there are chances. I mean, like, I'm pretty positive we can see a bounce as we are in an oversold condition right now. The other thing is, this selling is it this selling from the institutions? No, this selling is not from the institutions. This selling is from the retail guys who were holding their positions here, bulls, and once they see the prices even a break, even it's an emotional decision, they start selling and whatnot. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. Let's discuss about how do I trade my daily day trading with few charts with S&P 500. As you most of the guys know about my setup, I have six time frames, 5 6 time frames on my main screen. But as this as on this laptop, this is very limited. But you can go on YouTube, Trade with SK YouTube channel, and you can see what my exact setup looks like. But we're gonna share everything as a this setup. If you see here, like with we open we gapped up. Facebook, this bottom guy, green guy, is Facebook gapped up as well. So we know with every bear action there is a bullish action, from the Facebook. That means that even the market is looking very bearish, we will not be seeing much bear action in Facebook. So whenever market will be going in long, market will be showing bullish action, Facebook will show more bullish action. As you can see here, this was the point. If you see a market got some reverse pullback, pullback, and we have most of the pullback here closing at its high. But as these I'm sorry, as you see these guys, Facebook, and let's go with Apple. I mean, if you see here, Apple is the guy who really gave the most today with about 3 4 points in a day, like about, yeah, $4. What it was very predictable, as we were seeing with a small move, with minor bear action with in the candles. We were seeing a lot of bear action in Apple, like the first bar, you see the second bar, third bar, fourth bar. If you see, like this initial action told us that, like Apple is acting more bearish with the bear trend in the market. So when we get this trend here, like the most bear leg we got in one of the blue chip guys was Apple, which I trade. Like, let's go to Google. If you see Google, like we had a bull lag in the start, but then afterwards we saw some dodgy candles that even bulls and bears were not, like indecision candles. Then after these indecision candles, when there was no decision, neither bulls were in power nor bears in power. But over here in S&P 500, we were seeing that it's all bearish. So finally, uh about, you can say, at 10:20, bears took the control. Like bears took control over the Google, so we saw more bearish action in Google. Then Netflix, one of the guys on Twitter, I promised him that will be sharing Netflix, that how did I trade Netflix the other day. It was very simple, like with the first dodgy candle, we had a bear action on Netflix, and I literally shot this guy after this candle closed, with my stop. It was a risky trade, but I was just 1,000 shares shorted here, so with next bull lag here, such a bull action, and we had a dodgy candle, like on this close of this candle, I entered a large number of shares, like and I put my stop at the top of this, like this candle at 9:45. Then my main focus all day was here, when I was not able to mention anything on Twitter, because I was waiting for S&P to give me one bear leg, and this guy will fall like anything, like I literally got $3 4 on this leg here, and I was done for the day. Like it was very simple. So if today I would have been traded, I was not here, I was at my doctor's appointment. But this thing was very obvious, like we had an over bearish action today. This guy was oversold yesterday, so we were sure that this guy will be giving us some bullish action today. If you see today, this was all bear action, but we had a lot of bull action from Netflix. And then this Netflix guy is, if you see here, with all this, it traded here. Then we have this tight range, but like with this tight range, we were way down in our S&P, like, whereas we didn't see much difference here. Let's go to Baba. Yesterday Baba just fell down like anything on a bear action here. Like we had a little bit of a fall, and then after this, every bull leg on S&P were not able to make this guy bullish. But again, this guy was oversold yesterday. I mean, this is like too climatic. Like this is like uh $6. This is crazy. But today, if we see, this was not a guy to be traded today, as this guy was most of the time into a tight trading range, like with all bullish and bearish action, it was not reacting much. So the conclusion over here is, it's very simple. If you have an idea what your market will be doing, what is the possibility, what is the probability that market can go up or down, as we, again, let's go back to S&P. Let's go to 60 minute. I mean, this thing here, it was, I mean, it's very obvious. It's like you really can't miss this, like it's pure price action, like this is a tight, you can say it's a triangle, you can say it's a tight channel, like a bull flag, like wedge, whatever you might call, the main thing is you should understand the price action. Whatever you call it, it should make right sense to it, like this line I had drawn on this guy earlier. It was like this. Let me show you. I had this guy like this, like it was here, it jumped back. But the other day, if you see here, it gapped down. When it gapped down, this was my stop loss, like I knew that this guy might poke back up here and reverse back, but we didn't see any much what do you call it, uh, any big price action here, like it didn't pop up back to the trend line, then yesterday we saw this guy here, it opened back in the trend line, then it rallied up, as you can see here, it's like I don't know how to explain this. It's more you trade with the price action, more you trade with your trend lines, everything start getting, like simple, everything will start making meaning to it, this goes up today. If you see this guy here, it's very climatic, like maybe few computers were using this trend line still, like, and few computers, like became very bearish at that point, but I think right now where we are, if we break this point here, we might see the October low before we go up, but chances are we can gap up here and we can again try to poke 200, might go above 210, 215, and rally back down. I'm very sure, positive, as per my knowledge, as per my experience, as per my knowledge about price action, that this thing can poke. It has to break this resistance, and we can see more sellers from this area here. This area here, and then it might go back. Because right now we do not have smart money buying this guy. We don't see the volume. Market is going up, market is going down, it's all volatile. The volatile market is simply controlled by retailers, controlled by people who are listening the news, like okay, now it's a bargain, now it's that or not, whatnot. I really hate that, that listening to news and listening to all these guys who have no knowledge about uh, what they're saying, but they can really influence innocent retailers who really suffer a lot with losing their hard-earned money. That's really difficult. It's really painful. It can take away your confidence from the market. Market has a lot of money to give. We just need to understand how to take that. On Apple, like last year, I just want to share this thing with you guys. When we had their, let me just do that very quick. Let me do it here. Let's do weekly chart. Okay, let's go here. This week here we had there. It's not that clear. Let me do it daily. Yes, it's much better. Okay, this is the day we had their, what do you call it, the earnings, this day. If you see, it's very, very, very similar to the price action we are having right now in our what do you may call that, S&P 500. I mean, it's not exact, it's very simple, very similar. This was the resistance here from earning 1, earning 2, earning 3. 3 earnings we were not able to take off 135. So once we poke into a gain in our earnings, and we saw a very bad fall the next day. This was the fall. It went up. This was people who might have shorted this was not buying. It was just a people who might have shorted this guy. They covered the apple, like whatever. But then we saw the next leg down. Then we this is very climatic. Right now as well. Today it was very bearish. Now let's go. Let's see Facebook. If you see Facebook here, like it was making a very good trend here before it fall. Like it was this guy. I think this guy has a lot more to the upside. That's why it gives less bearish action with our S&P. Then we have Google. This guy, it has given a great earnings. Like I think this guy can go up to 750, 800. So this guy can really really go up. Once we stabilize this, this guy has some potential to give us some good money. Here, about here, that's it. Like once it cross 680, it's gonna be in a free land. It can make a lot of money. So nutshell is, if you know your price action, S&P, let's go here. You see, this is so obvious. This was so obvious, man. Come on. Okay, if you see here, it's trying to I think we are going up tomorrow for any reason. If we break this channel, if we break this trend line about 192ish or 193ish, then the bear computers will take control of it, and then we can again see 182ish October low. But I think we might be going up and getting closer to 200, and then poke through 200, go about this level, and then go back. So hopefully uh, we get settled down with the market very soon, and like overall we will be bullish, we will be going up. US economy is not in a bear trend, but this was China and whatnot. We started with Greece, and then we had China, and then whatnot. But overall, I think we will be going way higher. This is just a phase. If we know the price action, this is the time to make money. I hope this video can help few of you guys or many of you guys with something, and we can make a lot of money from the market. I'm glad I can share what I have learned, and uh, I have learned from you guys, and there is no harm in sharing. And I'm against people on the Facebook or on Twitter just saying that, pay us this much money and we'll teach you, we'll give you our leads, buy this, buy that. Why would we pay them when we can find our own moves, when we can just, like I'm a high school dropout. Like if I can do that, uh, I'm pretty sure there are tons of people much more intelligent and educated than me who can do wonders in this stock market. Like they can be free of their 9 to 5 job. Please take it seriously, and this thing can give you real good money. Good luck. Thank you.